Dan said that was something you guys really emphasized, was a point of emphasis this week. And how nice is it then to come up big and get those couple?
I feel like it's always a big emphasis. I feel like really that's our philosophy, that's our identity, man, to take the ball away, especially on the back end, man, as DBs, man. That's what we're known for, you know what I'm saying? Especially me, man. My superpower, I feel like, man, is taking the ball away. So going out there to make plays. I felt like, man, really when I got my hand on the ball the first time, it got called back or whatever, I felt like something just ignited in me. And then now I was just like, I felt like I got my hands on the ball, man. I felt like I was ready to go, and I just kept getting them.
Your coach was in here talking about this week is sort of a fairy tale way to end this season, regular season, with that opportunity with the Vikings. What's your feeling now as this week is here?
I feel like, man, this game, man, I took into account this game, man. I really wanted that get back. I feel like, man, we came in here last year and, they beat us, man. So I still had that chip on my shoulder from last year. I know this game ain't, like they say in the media or whatever, this game didn't really mean much, but this game meant everything for me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like we were just so close and we just came up short. So the feeling just to come back out here to San Fran and come back in the win. I know we started off slow on defense, but we were able to finish. I feel like this just shows our grit, our adversity. And I just love this team, man. I love this team so much. Oh yeah. That's another game too. I feel like it's a division. It's our division rival. I feel like, man, that game is just as important. I feel like every game is important, man. I don't look at no game lesser than the other, man. Every time I'm on the field, man, I'm giving my all. I'm gonna give it 100%, man. Because, man, not everybody get to do this. You know what I'm saying? And this is something I love, man. I love waking up and coming out here and playing football. So just the ability to come out here, the opportunity to come out here, and, man, I just feel like I cannot take this for granted.
Herbie, what was it like having the whole stadium chanting Jared Goff toward the end of the game?
Man, that's everything, man. I feel like, man, JG deserves it, man. Like, JG's been with this team longer than me, so he's seen, like, the ups and downs that this team has been through. And I've seen some, too, but the adversity JG has been through, man, I just feel like that's just everything. And how he's playing his performance now, it's just shout out to that man right there, man. Shout out to Ben Johnson, man. That man, he crafted, man. Man, yeah. Man, I envisioned it. I don't feel like I imagined it. I knew this was gonna happen. I just felt like, man, I didn't really put a number on it, man. I just wanted to lead the pack. I wanted to separate myself. I wanted to be different. I want to be great in this league, man. I don't want to be no average Joe. I don't want to be good. I want to be great. I want to be able to say, yeah, I deserve that gold jacket one day. So I feel like, man, every year, man, I just keep getting better, man. I don't think I'm ever gonna stop.
Is there any
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we winning it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report, and I am your host. It's your boy, Russell Wayne, up in the house, and we're broadcasting live into the Lion Villain Squad Facebook page. Thank you to the ones that follow and subscribe to the villain right there with 60,000 plus followers in there. Thank you for following the villain. I'm going to be here with you. Leon Phelps is going to be here with you all the way up until 70,000. Okay. Yeah. The ladies love it because the Lions be winning and stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing here. We're broadcasting live into the YouTube page. Get over there. Subscribe to that YouTube page. Thank you. The Huddle Sports Network. Right there with Bill the Packer fan, with Mike the Bear fan, with the Villain Squad, Ken in the morning, Jeremy Ballrick. Yes, the Huddle Sports Network. 30 podcasts. Thank you for allowing us to be on your spot right there. And Christopher Walken was here saying it's time for the Villain Report, and you should watch it in the mornings at 10 a.m. with my friend Russell Wayne. It could be good for your life. It could be good for you. Yes, the UDFA, baby. We're the undrafted free agent of sports podcast, and we may not be the best podcast, but we will definitely be right up there working and grinding every single day, trying to get better. So just by liking, sharing, and commenting right here, you can help the page right here. Being brought to you by NFL Shop. Get your swag. Get your swag right there from the Villain link. Save up to 25% off of your order with our affiliate marketing partners over there at NFL Shop. If you want to partner with the Villain, you want to be guilty by association, if you own a business, you live in Michigan, then you should get a hold of Main Event Mike, 810-620-2167, and find out how you can partner with the Villain Squad. Find out about what we're going to be doing during the off season this year. And here we are. It's faith, family, and then football, because we do it in that order, because it's important that we do it in that order. We use football. Spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. God bless everybody out there. Welcome one, welcome all. Let's see how everybody's doing in the chat. Let's see how we be doing. Oh, who do we got? Who do we got? We got Henry Gray in the house.
You like that?
We got Davey in the house.
You like that?
We got Jay Smooth in the house.
You like that?
We got the Moonstar Blade up in the house.
You like that?
We got Scott up in the house.
You like that?
We got Henry Gray up in the house again, and Tyler up in the house.
You like that?
We got John up in the house.
You like that?
Oh man, my notification came through, said the Bears. Oh, I must have forgot to change the title on it. Yeah, my bad. I should probably go change that right now. Good call. Yeah. You see, I'm trying to get all this stuff down. But anyway, here we are. It is time for us to play one of the biggest games in the history of mankind for the NFC North Title. For the 1 seed. For the coach of the year. The Lions are coming in here, and they're going to be playing these Minnesota Vikings. Again, the Lions have won 4 straight against the Minnesota Vikings, dating all the way back to 2022. Dan Campbell has gotten the better of the Vikings. Now, will that continue? This is the biggest game in regular season history. It was weird for me to say that, because it was just kind of like, you got to win a Super Bowl. You got to win a Super Bowl. It's not the biggest game. It's the biggest game in regular season history. And I'm not afraid to say that anymore. The biggest game in regular season history. That's crazy to think about, isn't it? The Lions at 14-2 are going to be playing the Minnesota Vikings at 14-2. There's only been a couple of years of this 17, 18 game seasons. 18-week season, 17 games. And It's crazy to me when you really think about it. I mean, 14-2 teams, like, if you grew up on football like I did, if you went 14-2, the season was over and you were the 1 seed. It's unprecedented. And I'm done making fun of Vikings. But I definitely wouldn't tolerate a Viking coming in here and making fun of us. Because we're here too. The Vikings are here. Lions are here. This is Ali Foreman right here. You're not going to get a bigger regular season game. Buckle up. Win or lose, you got to go through it. You got to go through it to get to it. And like I said last week, I was rooting for the Minnesota Vikings to win that game. Because you could go through 100 seasons and not get a game like this. It's beautiful. It sets the tone. And honestly, it could set the tone for an even bigger matchup. Because it doesn't matter. It matters who wins this game because of seeding and everything. But I got that feeling that this is not the last time that the Minnesota Vikings are going to play the Detroit Lions this year. And I say this year because Happy New Year, right? Happy New Year. It's 2025. What was your New Year's resolution? I love it. I love it. In the spirit of competition, I love it. This reminds me of the Michigan and Ohio State rivalry. And, you know, it's a rivalry, right? But every once in a while, the conditions are perfect. Every once in a while, the Buckeyes win all their games and Michigan wins all their games. And then they have themselves a big game to where that yearly meeting, that rivalry, you know, we meet these Vikings twice a year. Every once in a while, that game means a little bit more. And this one's got some gasoline on it. It's awesome. It's awesome. And I will find a way to say that it is still awesome if I have to come on here and eat crow. Because this ain't no gimme game. I go into that last week when I'm like, hey, we're going to win by double digits in San Francisco. And they didn't win by double digits, but they might as well have. I mean, you want to score a garbage time touchdown with 12 seconds left. And then you might, you're having a hope and a prayer. Because I'm not too ashamed to admit that the Buffalo Bills got us. They got us. Even though we got down to the, we only lost by 6. We lost by more than 6. If you're trying to score a touchdown and get an onside kick and get the ball back and score another touchdown, then that team whooped your ass. This is the NFL. Stop it. Buffalo got us, and they got us good. And we just went out and got San Francisco. We got them. You know, you got to play 4 quarters in this league. You got to play all 4 quarters. That's what I kept on saying in that game during the first half when they couldn't stop them on offense. I'm like, there's 4 quarters. Brock Purdy cannot keep on playing like this. We're going after him. He was taking hits. He had to fit balls into small windows. They were setting illegal picks. They got away with some of them, and some of them they didn't. And that's what they were doing. They knew how to get, but once the Lions figured out how that they were attacking them. And then the picks showed up, and then the scoring was over. Three quarters, their offense dominated. And in the fourth quarter, they put a brick wall up and said, nope, no more dominating for you. They set them up. So, as far as the defense goes, I love it. I love the way the defense responded. They kept chipping away. I mean, teams score on you sometimes, but you got to keep up with us. Leo, what do I think about the defense? What do I think about the defense is you got to keep up with us. Our defense doesn't need to be a brick wall. Our defense needs to be opportunistic and take possessions away. However that happens, if they want to make it a 3-and-out, if they want to get turnovers, but the thing is you can't stop our offense. That's the problem. The questions need to be answered by the other team. Minnesota doesn't have an offense that I go, oh my God, how am I going to stop that offense? You just got to stop. You work the game plan in. You're trying to stop that team. Their defense can't stop our offense. So when I look at Minnesota, they don't have the super things, right? The Lions have a super offense. They have an average defense. And I think that Minnesota has a good offense and a good defense. I think the Lions have the only thing that's elite. Now, the Minnesota Vikings have an elite playmaker in Justin Jefferson. I think that the Lions have two elite playmakers with a whole bunch of really, really good supporting cast guys. And I don't even consider Amon-Ra St. Brown an elite play. When I'm talking elite, I'm talking about you got the skills that you can't teach that are out on the field, and that's just straight greasy speed. Justin Jefferson just is he is an alien from a different planet. He's so good. I like TJ Hawkinson as a tight end, but I also like Sam Laporta as a tight end. When you're looking at these two teams, it's so close. But I do believe the Lions are better. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I'm swapping them. There you go. The Lions have put up 20 points, 20 plus points in 14 straight games. Our offense is elite. Happy New Year to Paul.
You like that?
What's up, Paul? Lions could have won against the Bills. Hate that we lost that game.
You like that?
Paul Thomas says that we have the edge Sunday because that offense, obviously, we should rack up 40, in my opinion. So I'm going back through some of these comments right here. Yeah, the Vikings' strength of victory is fraudulent. Why would you say that? Where do you get that from? I'm trying to figure it out because they've beaten some good teams. Obviously, if you won 14 games, you've beaten the good teams. I think everybody looks at these close games against the Bears, and rather than give the Bears credit in those games, they would rather take credit away. And anytime that you get close games with the Bears, it makes you go, oh, wow, well, your team must be fraudulent. Well, all the teams in the NFC North had tough games against the Bears. They also had an ass whooping against the Bears too, but it is what it is. But I don't think, I can't get on board with the fraudulent thing. Yeah, I believe the Minnesota Vikings are a real team here. I just think that we're a little bit better. Kings of the North, baby.
You like that? You like that?
Let me get my acknowledge me up. I gotta find my Roman Reigns. There it is. Oh no, wrong button.
Acknowledge me.
Anzalone is back. Thor's hammer is incoming. Kyle says that even if the Lions fall short on Sunday, I'm not worried about their playoff run. They're only undefeated team on the road. Yeah, that is an interesting point there, isn't it? Happy New Year! 2025, making his mark. The Lions offense is, when you look at the Lions offense, I think that is the elite thing in there. Like, if you're looking at how these teams match up, that's where the offense is levels above what the Minnesota offense is. Now, they have some good players, and they can put up points. I am not saying that Minnesota is a bad offense. I'm just saying that the Lions may have an all-time offense. Like, this offense is special. You're talking greatest show on turf. Just being able to destroy you with what, I mean, you can attack us once we figure out which way you're attacking us, it's over. They always go and score a bunch of, even the teams that, I mean, the reason that Buffalo won their game against us is because they were able to stop us in the beginning. But even then, you end up getting into the end of the game, and once they crack the code, because we have all the personnel to crack any code. If you try to stop us like that, we're gonna do that. If you try to stop us like that, we're gonna do this. You can't stop our offense. You can contain Minnesota's offense. Bracket on, it's not easy. But the teams that do shut down, they play good in man-to-man. They get turnovers. They stop the run. But with the Lions, they have so many different playmakers. All of their playmakers are as good as your best playmakers, and they're all over the place. Sam Laporta, top 5 at his position. Amon-Ra St. Brown, top 5 at his position. Jamison Williams, you could say top 10 at his position now. So it's indisputable now. Jahmyr Gibbs, top 2 at his position. Offensive line, top 3. Is that, I mean, I couldn't see anybody going lower than 3. I would think most people think they're the best. That offense. So I don't have a lot of questions for the Lions. You know, can you get turnovers? Can the defense force some turnovers? The biggest surprise would be if the Lions offense gets shut down. That would be the biggest surprise in that, when you're looking at all of the positions and, you know, going through all the positions. What do they got? You know, on offensive line, I mean, is this true right here? I mean, our offense looks great. Is the defense that much of a suspect to you guys? Yeah. I'm not sure. Henry Gray's calling for a complete division sweep. Incoming on Sunday. You're not even worried about it? Nobody worried? And nobody's worried? Paul Jones says that I'm worried. This is just me. We need a real defensive coordinator who knows how to surprise blitz, how to move man to zone back. They need to be coached to get their hands up, etc. Okay. Paul Thomas notices all of the coaching deficiencies for Aaron Glenn. Need these defensive guys coming back to gel quickly. That's what they think. So Mooncar thinks it's more of the injuries. Lions have overcame a lot of injuries. Sometimes when I look at some of the comments in here, I really feel like some of you only watch parts of the game, and then you develop your opinion, and then you forget about the other parts of the game. Like when you talk about a defensive coordinator, and I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but when I talk about a defensive coordinator, what do I want in a defensive coordinator? We used to have defensive coordinators that would give leads up. You know, they used to, it used to seem like the other team was the team that was making the adjustments. So when I see Paul Thomas's comment right here, I mean, you want Robert Saleh in here. I mean, I don't understand that. Because I saw a team on Sunday that couldn't stop anybody in the first half. And then they figured it out in the second half. You know, that's what I want out of a defensive coordinator. Oh, shoot. They put up 21 points against us. And then they got into the fourth quarter, or in the third quarter. They scored another touchdown, but you could tell that they were starting to get it. And then when it started the fourth quarter, it was over. There was no more defensive. They didn't do anything. You want to talk about a garbage time touchdown? Okay. Well, they ran a lot of time off that clock during that. I like that. But I'm not arguing with you. You have every right to feel like that, Paul. I get that. You know, the biggest concern for the Lions definitely is the defense. We will beat them, but 74-70. Well, they scored 30 points against us last time. What was that last game that we had against them? The Lions, let's see, what was that game? Oh, no, they didn't even score 30 again. They scored 29 points. Justin Jefferson had 7 receptions for 81 yards and a tutty. Jahmyr Gibbs destroyed this team. They put the locks down on David Montgomery, but Jahmyr Gibbs destroyed the Vikings the last time that we played them. 15 carries for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff was 22 for 25. He was perfect against the team. Our offense owns this defense. I don't give a crap what this defense has done against anybody else. You can miss me with all of the stats about the Minnesota Vikings defense, because that's all out the window when you play an offense like our offense. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I think the Minnesota Vikings have more questions to answer. Our defense has got some suspect stuff in there, but our defense gets it done. They've forced 4 turnovers in the last 2 games, and that's the key to the game. I don't give a shit about stats. I mean, you can run up yards. Oh, look at those long catches. You don't let them in the end zone. I don't care about any of those stats. Is my team taking possessions away from you? Is my team forcing you into 57 and 58-yard field goals, which our kicker makes, by the way? I don't look at it like a luck thing to get some guy to come in there and missing 50. Like, if you're expecting your kicker to win games for you by kicking 50-plus yard field goals all day, then yeah. That's what you want. Leo says that the Vikings are confident and that wins games. It's the truth. Za'Darius needs to step up big in this game. Yeah, we didn't have Za'Darius Smith in our first game against them. And I would really like to see what this offense can do when we do have, Aleem McNeil back and Aiden Hutchinson back with Za'Darius Smith. Paul Thomas says, hit that like button.
You like that?
There we go. Henry Gray saying, I hope our defense makes the defensive statement. We got Alex Anzalone coming back. And, you got some of these guys. I mean, they've made it happen. They've got to 14 wins with the Northern Savages. And I don't know. I told you guys a couple days ago that I thought that the game was meaningless. And after watching the game and seeing how much it meant to them, I mean, I might have to backtrack on that statement. It did mean something. It meant something that wasn't shown, that's not going to be shown on a record. It means that every single one of these games are important down the stretch. You got to have these December wins. December wins. I remember when the Lions couldn't buy a December win. And gosh, man, this game is so big that it's like, I want everybody to be able to enjoy the moment. I know that we love a little bit of trash talking on here. And I think the Lions are going to win the game. I don't think the Lions are going to lose another game. And they're going to hold the Lombardi trophy up. That's my hope, my prayer. That's why we do this. But this game, I always say, biggest Lion fans around hate the NFL. How can we beat the Chiefs as well as the referees? Impossible. That's cop out. I don't believe in beating the Chiefs. I think that when teams lose, weak people cry about stuff. There's bad calls in every game. So I can't subscribe to those. I don't want to do that. These guys are high-level athletes, and what happens in every single game that people lose, they want to bitch about the referees. They want to go back in the game and find every holding call that was missed. They want to forget about all the holding calls that were missed that helped their team. And they want to start picking certain plays that screwed them over and playing victim. And I think Dan Campbell has helped us out here. And I hope that the villain helps you out too. We're not going to make excuses for the losses. I'm going to try to not help everybody not to overreact when you do get a loss. Tyler says, I expect Kirby to set up a tent over top Jefferson. Gun Guy says, Vikings acting like they won the Super Bowl in the locker room. LMAO. Darnold never played in a game of this magnitude. He, like Kirk Cousins, a fraud. We will see Sunday night. Mark says that getting pressure on Darnold could be the difference in the game for us. Darnold will make mistakes if pressured. That's the key, right? If pressured. But what are they going to do? They're not going to stop our offense. That's the question. I mean, the question always comes from the weakest part of our team. And that's why I love Lion Fan. Lion Fan that are so critical over all of the year. And it comes from having to overanalyze your team year after year, trying to find some kind of silver lining. That's what Lion Fan life has been like. Traipsing through the mud, trying to find a silver lining in our player. And that's what we do at 14-2. Our comments are based around, oh no, what are the Lions going to do? What are the Lions going to do? No, what are the Vikings going to do? What are the Vikings going to do about our offense? That's the biggest question to me. I think our defense is good enough to get a couple stops on these guys. They're not going to run it down. There's no way that Aaron Glenn is going to let that happen 2 weeks in a row. It's just not going to happen. They're going to have to figure out something different. The biggest question to me is, what are the Vikings going to do against the Lions offense? I'm trying to share something right now in these replace screen sharing. Let's try it again. Please. No. I'm learning as we go here. The new StreamYard. There we go. This was the first game. This is what I want to ask. Jared Goff. I mean, here's this defense. Let me explain to you the way the defense, the national media talks about this Vikings defense. They are ranked high. They are up there in turnovers and forcing teams into bad throws. Oh, look at the way that they beat these other teams. But nobody wants to talk about this. When the Lions played them, Jared Goff was an incredibly efficient 22 of 25 for 280 and 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs ran all over. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god. So, yeah. So, the question to me is, our offense is now better than it was when they played them earlier in the season. The Lions' offense is leveled up throughout the season. And for somebody just to say, hey, what is our they're probably gonna score some points. They may score 28 points on us. They may score 35 points on us. I don't think it's gonna be enough. It could get into a shootout. But like they said, I think that we're gonna try to force them into playing the type of football that they don't want. Kyle calling me out right here. Hopefully good. Russ, this is food for thought. Do you think maybe AG ran the scheme that he did against San Francisco so that Minnesota will prepare to play the middle, but AG counters with a new scheme to thwart the game plan? All I know, I don't know how many of you guys watch the chess battle. I know that a lot of people just watch the game and they're watching the score. Oh, well, that was a nice play. That was nice catches and everything. But this comment is directed towards the people that watch the chess match that happens in the middle of the game. Watching how you take things in the first quarter and you make it look the same. And then when they see it again in the fourth quarter, they turn into interceptions and mistakes. So, to answer the question, Kyle, absolutely. I think our offense and defensive coordinators are very good at setting things up, not only within the game, but within the season. Hey, you saw this in week 2. They're preparing for this thing that they saw from week 2 tape. And the Lions show it to you in the exact same way, but they changed something drastically within the exact same look. So, to those of you that watch the chess match, yes, Kyle, I do believe that Minnesota could get set up. But I also believe that the Lions could get set up as well, because the Lions did have some success in that first game. But something that happens that thwarts game plans, to me, is the run game. The run game thwarts defensive game plans. And if you got an offensive line, which there's maybe 2 or 3 offensive lines in the whole league that I can say this for, and the Lions have one of them, that are just going to move people out of the way, that messes your game plan up. You have to account for Jahmyr Gibbs running in the middle of that field and Amon-Ra catching passes in the middle of that field. Do you ever wonder why it seems like Jared Goff can drop back the pass, look really, really fast, and end up having an outlet on either side? That's because teams have to scheme to stop the run from the middle of the field. And with Laporta and Amon-Ra St. Brown in the middle of the field, you have to defend the middle of the field with the Lions. And if you don't, you get easy screen passes, to the outlets, either Gibbs or, the second tight end shooting out Jameson Williams out in space. And those usually end up, at the minimum 6-7 yards, because the guy's sitting wide open because they were defending the middle of the field. So the Lions have the X factor in this game, which is that run game. They're going to have to stop this run game. And if they do that, then they're going to leave a lot of one-on-ones. If they're able to stop the run game, they have to devote personnel to do that. And when they do that, you get Jamison Williams one-on-one. You get Amon-Ra and Tim Patrick one-on-one. So it's a trick bag. Now, on the other side of the ball, with Aaron Jones, the Lions could shut down Aaron Jones. They have a good running game, but their game isn't elite running game. They can't trick bag you. So if the Lions can shut down that run, then they can isolate these wide receivers. And you're not going to stop Justin Jefferson. He's going to get his. But if you can funnel all of the production to Justin Jefferson or other players, then you can contain it. Tackle well. That's another thing. You got to tackle well. So, Paul, I want a DC that can adjust fast. Without Kirby Joseph, we lose that. Paul, Kirby Joseph is part of the adjustment. And I don't know, if you watched the first half, you know, the offensive pass interference with the pick play, that's how they were getting those guys wide open. Now, they finally called it as a penalty at the end of the first half on the illegal pick plays. But the long bomb to Pearsall, that was an illegal pick play that wasn't called. And now I'm not making excuses. You got to live with the no calls and whatnot. But for me to go, Aaron Glenn, we need a new defensive coordinator because San Francisco got away with a couple of pick plays. And I'll tell you what, Pearsall also made a couple of excellent catches. I remember seeing a catch by Kittle where the defender, Ifeatu Melifonwu, was draped all over him. So sometimes great players make plays. And I think that George Kittle and Pearsall both made some great plays. I'm not willing to give up on my defensive coordinator because he did make the adjustment and sealed the game. The Lions won that game going away. They didn't have trouble at the end. They got out to a 2-score lead. This game, it was never in danger at the end of that fourth quarter. They went and stomped the life out of them, and it was over. As you see, the 49ers didn't rush for 100 yards. They kept Debo in check. They basically tried to use our scheme against us. I love AG, but he just has to make adjustments a little bit quicker. Well, I don't understand that comment. Well, a little bit quicker for what? So they can win by more? I mean, I like how quick he makes the adjustments. Because we won the game. So obviously it was fast enough. You know, I like a defensive coordinator that can make adjustments, but it's better than San Francisco's problem or any other defense that we have faced, which is they try to make adjustments and none of the adjustments work. We just keep scoring. I'm just glad that we got a defensive coordinator that can make adjustments that work, period. Because sometimes you make the adjustments and they score anyway. Oh, we can't stop Jahmyr Gibbs. So they make the adjustment. Jamison Williams with an 80-yard touchdown. Those adjustments didn't work. Aaron Glenn's adjustments, that worked. That's good news. We have a healthy Gibbs. Let me get down here. I've let too many comments go. Let me get back in here. I don't get it's so sometimes I just kind of like malfunction to like negative comments. I mean, do you guys really want me to make this the topic of the show? Is AG? You guys think that AG that's the general consensus that I'm getting here. I'm okay with being hard on AG. You want to be hard on AG? I don't want to get rid of him, though. But he's probably gone to go be a head coach at the end of this year. I think AG should be up for one of the coordinators of the year. It's like the guy lost like his top 12 defensive players. And still has the team at a 14-2 record. They're holding teams to minus rush yards. and I guess, I guess there you go. The Lions did things this year that others are now copying. Funny because Dan Gamble made them think, Dan, this actually works. That's a funny thing, isn't it? People want to criticize Dan Gamble for it, say that's the reason he's going to lose games, but now everybody's starting to do it. Man, and now you're calling me out. Okay, I do not think that AG is strategic in any capacity, letting teams score on every possession. Okay, he let them score. Hoping Kirby Joseph. Oh my God. The defensive scheme set Kirby Joseph up to be able to be in the position to make that play. That was a total setup. You got to go back and watch the sequence of plays, Paul. I mean, I know that you want to take a lot of credit away. You don't think he's strategic? Wow. We got some really smart people on this show. We have some very smart people on this show. You don't think that had anything to do with Aaron Glenn's strategy, with having Kirby Joseph playing center field while you have man-to-man going all the way across. He got to see it. He got to see it develop. He called the play that set that up. They showed the exact same look on all of those crossers that they were getting burnt on in the first half. He set them up. Henry Gray says that AG deserves more credit. We only have 2 losses on the season. He's done an amazing job with the injuries. Yeah. Ben Neiman from our practice squad started. Ezekiel Turner, who we had to poach off somebody else's practice squad, who's been with the team for like 4 weeks, started. Yeah. Aaron Glenn may have some better stats if Aiden Hutchinson and, those players get to come back. Sick of the sky falling fans. Yeah, we got to change the subject. Because I don't want to lose people due to negativity, because there's no reason for this team to be negative. None. You have overcame You have overcame injuries to guys like Alex Anzalone and Khalif Raymond. These guys are key players on your team. Multiples on the defensive line. And you've had to have other guys step up into those spots. And then here you are. You're sitting on a 14-2 record with a chance to win the 1 seed. And the only thing that we get out of Sky is Falling is that you get to say, I told you so. Come on, man. We're not going to go there. We don't need to. To me, they got to answer the questions. Come on, TM. Come on, TM. They got to answer the questions. Look at this. They had 4 players from scrimmage go over 1,000 yards. Jared Goff, one of the top 5 in the Pro Bowl votings. Jared Goff should win the MVP. You know, you lose one of your top running backs. Your quarterback's got to step up, and step up he has. What is Minnesota going to do about this? You got no evidence on this team. I don't care what you've done against other teams. Jared Goff was 22 for 25 for 280, 2 tutties, 0 interceptions. He diced that Swiss cheese defense over there. And now it's not Swiss cheese defense to everybody else. Yeah, you can get them going. Justin Jefferson has played 4 times in Detroit. Last 4 times. I love this comment right there. 182 yards a game. Ooh. That's what he averaged in all 4 of those losses. Losses. L's. L's. I take my comment back. I said it was meaningless. It did mean something. It did mean something. I could see it into the players. I could see that overcast that over top of them going away. Like if they would have lost that game for any reason out in San Fran, that would be a gloom. There would be a stench. There would be a stench. Get the paper bags out. Yeah. How do you think the Vikings will approach the game to try to stop our offense? Let's talk about the team's strategies. Yeah, it's the Humpday preview. So when it comes to them trying to stop us, I don't think they can. I mean, what they could do is you got to put 8, 9 in the box to try to contain the run. They could try to do that, but then that's what makes all those little tight end outs, wide receiver screens right to the outside. The Lions' strategy is to open up the middle of the field. And I can't really think of one thing that a team has to be able to do is they got to tackle well. Because I would say a good portion of our plays are a good portion of the plays go to the middle of the field. And they go into a spot where they want one of the playmakers to make, force a missed tackle. So one thing that a team has to be able to do is tackle well. As soon as you get that Jahmyr Gibbs guy out there, I mean, he so routinely makes the first guy miss that people don't get it. You have to win at the point at the line of scrimmage. They have to get wins against our elite offensive tackles and elite center, elite guard. So they have to win there to be able to disrupt. So you got to stop the run, but then you got to be able to empty out the middle of the field. So if you're covering the middle of the field, you're going to get one-on-ones. So you're also going to expect your cornerbacks, that would be Stephon Gilmore or, Byron Murphy, to be able to run with Jamison Williams on the outside one-on-one. You're going to have to be able to cover one-on-one on the outside because they're going to devote extra guys to stop the run. So, yeah, it's a tall task. Nobody's figured that part out yet. So, Mark, I guess that's what it would look like. You need somebody that can run with, one-on-one with your outside receivers. You need linebackers that can cover Sam Laporta. They need to win the line of scrimmage against our elite offensive linemen. So this to me is a bigger problem. Way bigger problem for them. So when people talk about Aaron Glenn, I'm just like, okay. Guy had 2 interceptions and won the game. Like, I don't really care. We got an unstoppable offense that's going to put up between 30 and 50 points on you in every game for the rest of the season. Deal with that. That's going to happen. I mean, a team's got to get into the uglies with us. You got to beat us in an ugly game. Grinding it out. You want to get us under 30 points, you're going to have to win time of possession. I heard Alex Anzalone is physically ready to return to play, but he has some head in the game, mental preparedness for 1-5. Hope they get a good sports psychologist. Okay. Lions are the first team ever to have 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers, all-purpose yards in the same season. This is a special offense. That was a big foot on the gas building game. Stuff like that has huge meaning to the players. Yeah, I take my comment back. I digress. That meant a lot more. When I saw the press conferences, I knew that I had to come in here and say something about that. For sure. Mark says, I think they will try to blitz. They don't have very good success blitzing, Mark. I mean, they tried to blitz a lot in the last game. Goff was 22 for 25. He was just carving them up. You can't blitz Goff because we have the offensive linemen to pick blitzes up. So sometimes that stuff works where you can catch some of these guys off guard, but our offensive line is good. So that's the kryptonite to an attacking, you have to be able to, from what they say, the offensive line has to be able to, in a split second, got to figure out who's coming and who's going. But we have elite offensive linemen, so they figure that stuff out, and they just get these things blocked. And then Goff just gets to sit back there with an extra defender out of the backfield because they're blitzing. He carves that up, Mark. They blitz all. I want them to blitz, please. Blitz a lot. Blitz a lot in this game. Goff loves it. Goff loves it when they blitz. We have a pick your poison offense. If they focus on shutting down the run, we'll go downfield, vice versa. But that's what they have to do, Henry. They have to stop our run. And then the second part of that is having wide receivers that can cover downfield. Third part about that is, being able to tackle well. Because if they can stop the first two things and force us just to throw to the middle of the field, then you just got to be able to tackle well. And then get off the field on third down. That's how you stop our offense. But good luck with that. Doing all of those things. Or if you bring Prester, the Fluster dipstick, he will throw 5 picks. What's going to happen for the rest of the year? LMAO. How Detroit fans possibly this confident? LOL. You're the Lions. 14-2, baby. Calvin's really, really mad that we punked his team out. Beat up on your team. In here all hating. Oh, I love it. The history lesson. He throws 5 picks. He goes to the worst game of the season and tries to make that the status quo. I will bring the same. I bring the same energy every week, Calvin. Where have you been? Where have you been? I keep the same energy every week. I'm accountable for my losses too. If the Lions do lose, I'll be on here and I'll be accountable for it. I don't go run and hide like all you other punk ass fans. I don't go run and hide. Your team is beneath us. You are beneath. I don't even know what team you root for. But at 14-2, I'm pretty sure we beat you. You're obviously underneath, unless you're a Chiefs fan, which, kudos. I give the good teams credit on here. I think that the Vikings have more questions to answer. I mean, you're just looking at that first game. I don't care what the Vikings did against other teams. It doesn't matter what they did against other teams. When we play them, they couldn't stop our run, and Jared Goff was a surgeon. Threw all over that defense. He threw all over them. That's fact. That's not me being a homer. That's fact. It happened. You can Google it. I mean, you can check it out if you want. Check it out. This is reality. You want to tell me that the Lions ain't going to do anything because they're the Lions? I don't know if you've been living underneath of a rock, Calvin. Like, I don't know why am I supposed to be scared of the Vikings? Am I supposed to be scared of this team? That's an offense that's an offense that owned that defense. Owned them. See ya. You got the burden of proof in that. The last time they face off. Sam Darnold was good. expect this to be a good game. I don't expect the Lions to be able to go and beat that ass. I expected the Lions to pull away from the San Francisco 49ers. But there's no evidence that the Vikings are better than the Lions. None. Zero evidence. I mean, the last 4 games, the Lions have won. The burden of proof goes to the Vikings. So, you are watching the Lion Villain Report. This is the Humpday preview. Lions playing the Vikings in maybe the biggest regular season game of all time. It's definitely the first time 2 14-2 teams are going to go at it for the NFC North crown, for the number 1 seed, for the coach of the year. Yes, I believe the coach of the year will be decided by the winner of this game. You can join me, Russell Wayne. It is I, Monday through Saturday at 10 a.m. Thank you to the Lion Villain Squad Facebook page. Get over there and follow and acknowledge the villain.
Acknowledge me.
Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to everybody that is subscribing to the YouTube channel at Lions Villain Squad. Thank you to Bill the Packer fan and Mike the Bear fan and the Huddle Sports Network. They got 30 podcasts on there, Ken and Ken. In the morning. They're probably going right now. They're on Roku. We're on Roku. Thanks, guys. It's the Lions Villain Report. It's a good show about football. It's in the morning. You should watch it. It's good for you. It could be good for you. It could be good for your life. Oh, hell yeah. Even the Texas Rattlesnake is a Detroit Lion fan because the Dallas Cowboys suck. Whoop, whoop. Don't forget to join the Main Event Football Show every Monday night at 7 p.m. with your host, Main Event Mike. You want to be guilty by association? You want to partner with the Villain Squad? We're getting ready to do our off-season packages and pricings. Get a hold of Main Event Mike if you own a business in the state of Michigan and you are a Lion fan. Get a hold of him at 810-620-2167. Find out how you can be guilty by association. We are the undrafted free agent. Thank you to everybody that is liking, commenting, and sharing this content. The Tom Kennedy. We're the Tom Kennedy. You can't unalive Tom Kennedy. You can't get rid of him. He's just going to keep working hard. That's what we're going to do. We're going to keep on working hard. We're going to keep on getting better. Faith, family, and then football in that order. We use football to spend time with our family. We use football to create memories. We don't let football use us. So, thank you to everybody for stopping by today and being part of the Villain Report. Hump Day Wednesday on New Year's. Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year. Hopefully the Lions get a win this week. I'm going to take off. Make sure that you join us tomorrow for the lock picks. That'll be main event Mike and myself making our picks again for the final week of the season. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again in Jesus' name. Amen. God bless you. God bless your new year. May you hit all of your New Year's resolutions. And for those of you that are watching, thank you. God bless you. And I will see you tomorrow for the Lions.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.